Building AI apps on no-code platforms looks fast, cheap, and effortless. Drag and drop and describe what you want, and boom, you've got a working app straight away. But here's the truth, there are hidden costs that these platforms don't tell you about, and if you don't know about them, they'll cost you time, money, and even your users. Let me explain from my own experience. So on paper, these platforms are incredible. I've used Base44, Lovable, and Bolt, and you name it. They promise you that you can launch a working AI app in hours, even if you've never written a single line of code before. And to be fair, they can deliver a working demo. That's the dream, right? But what you don't see in the flashy Twitter demos is what happens after the first 10 minutes of magic. This is where the hidden costs start showing up. Here's a story from when I was building my YouTube summary SaaS product in Base44, where everything was going smoothly. I had the summarizer working, I had the user account set up, I even had the UI looking decent. Then I asked Base44 to integrate Stripe so that I could take in the payments. And you know what happened? The AI agent was literally telling me Stripe integration isn't available on my plan. It wasn't even a technical limit. The AI was programmed to block me unless I upgraded. Think about that. I wasn't hitting a bug, I was hitting a business model wall. I had to pay more to unlock the basics of running a SaaS product. And when you upgrade, the exported code isn't often always clean, which means you're locked into their ecosystem. And that wasn't the only surprise. When I first tested the summarizer, it looked like it was working. I pasted in a YouTube video link, clicked summarize, and then boom, it spat out a result. But something felt off. The summaries that it generated were too generic, too polished, and almost it looked like it wasn't connected to the actual video. So I checked the Base44 code, and that's when I found it. The AI had generated mock summaries, completely fake results that look real, but they weren't using the actual video transcript at all. If I hadn't dug into the code, I would have thought the app was fine, and I would have wasted hundreds of credits before realizing my working SaaS was just all smoke and mirrors. People assume that no code saves time, and yes, the first 80% does come fast. So you get a UI, a database, and something that runs. But the last 20%, that is where you're going to be spending the hours tweaking and debugging. You're going to end up debugging weird AI-generated logic, reprompting the system, or manually fixing what should have been automated. And if you're not technical and if you don't really know what's even broken, you just see an app that kind of works, but not really, and that's where you spend weeks patching instead of shipping. So let's say you survive all that and your app actually gets users. Congratulations! Now the costs really hit. API calls get throttled unless you pay for a bigger plan, performance drops because the auto-generated code isn't optimized, and adding new features becomes a nightmare because your code base is like spaghetti built by an AI that doesn't have to maintain it. Suddenly that cheap $29 prototype is costing you hundreds of dollars per month, and you still don't have full control of it. So what's the point? Am I saying that no code is useless? Absolutely not. It does have its place. Because these platforms are fantastic for prototyping an idea, testing whether anybody even cares about your app idea, and showing investors or the users something that's real. But what they don't tell you is that the no code is not free, and it's not effortless. The hidden costs include the paywall and the lock-in, the fake and incomplete functionality that sometimes that the code generates, and also time wasted debugging, and also we can't forget about the scalability nightmares when you scale your app to thousands of users to tens of thousands of users a month. So if you go in blind, you're going to end up burning time and money, especially if you're a non-technical person or founder. So my takeaway after building apps this way is that no code is great for getting started. Use it for speed, it's to get something in people's hands. But yeah, if you actually want to launch, scale, and keep users happy, you need to know what's under the hood or work with someone who actually does. So if you're a non-technical person or a small to medium business owner or a startup founder as well, and you're looking for someone to help you bring your app idea to life in the shortest amount of time possible without being 100% reliant on these no-code AI platforms, I can definitely help you out with bringing your app idea to life. What I would invite you to do is to click on the link below to book in a free call with me to discuss how I can personally help you bring your idea to life in the shortest amount of time possible. The link is in the description below. I don't work with everyone, and I can only work with a maximum of 2 people at a time for maximum quality. So don't forget to book in that free call. The link is in the description below. Again, thank you so much for watching today's video. If this video has helped you out a lot, smash the like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.